everyone, welcome back to the ExamRevision YouTube channel. My name is Ellen and today we're going to be talking about how to create the perfect study timetable. Everybody wants to know how to do this. It's obviously difficult, but these are just my top tips and tricks for creating that timetable and personally how I did it when I was in 6th year. The first thing I really want to talk about is setting realistic standards. There's no point going around saying that you want to get 625 points. We all want 625 points, but there's a reason we don't all get 625 points. The Leaving Cert is extremely difficult and you really have to be realistic in what kind of student you are and what kind of grades you're gonna get and not be setting yourself unrealistic standards that you're gonna get 65 and you're gonna get 6 H1s. If you are in 6th year and you've rarely gotten a H1 last year, I'm gonna be completely honest and blunt with you. Don't say that you wanna get 625 points. Unless some miracle happens, it's not gonna happen. It's okay for me to say that because I didn't get 625. I definitely did really well and I was extremely proud of myself. I got 4 H1s, 1 H2 and 1 H3, but I knew I was never gonna get 625 points. So please just be realistic with yourself. Also, most people don't need that many points anyway, so you don't need to be striving for that and letting yourself down if you don't need 625 points for the course you're going for. At this point in time, you really need to start looking into what kind of courses you would be interested in. You might have already done this already, how many points those courses are looking like, and from there you need to look at all of your subjects and be realistic in what grades you could achieve if you work really hard. And that will give you a kind of estimate to where you're at. Personally, I was never good at English. In 5th year, I worked so hard in English. I put so much time into it. I even got grinds in English from like the best person in my town. But my grade just didn't move. I always got H3s, no higher, no lower, no matter how hard and how much time and effort I put into the subject. And that's okay. That's just how it is sometimes. Not everyone is going to be the best at every subject. Obviously, I'm not saying if you're at a certain grade, you're not going to achieve better than that. Another example of mine is like I loved maths. I absolutely loved maths. And in the Junior Cert, I was really good at it. But in 5th year, I was getting H6s, H5s. I was not doing great. I even considered dropping down for a quick moment. But I knew that if I put a lot of effort in, which I did, I got grinds every week and I studied maths pretty much every day, and I ended up with a H1 in my Leaving Cert. So if you are in 6th year, you will know those kinds of subjects, the ones that you have tried and just have not succeeded, or the ones you are slowly going up the grade ladder for. And you need to be realistic with yourself about it. After setting those goals of what grades you're hoping to reach in your Leaving Cert, your goals for each subject could even be, okay, I want to get this grade in my Christmas exam, and just set out for your Christmas exams to begin with. Obviously the end goal is your Leaving Cert, but we are only in September, so take it one step at a time. Start with your Christmas exams or your mocks and write down what you want to achieve. If there's some subjects you really want to go up the grade ladder, then you know they need more time and effort in your timetable. Also, be realistic with the timetable itself. Don't say you're going to come home from school and you're going to study for 6 hours. You're not going to do that. It's not realistic. And also, when you don't do it, you're just going to feel miserable and you're going to feel like you've let yourself down. Along with this, you need to have a balanced timetable. You need to leave out time for like your dinner or your activities if you do sports and stuff. And also some time at the very end of the day before you go to bed to just chillax, go on your phone, do whatever, because you need that wind down time as well, and it is very important. So you need to organize your timetable accordingly. As I said in my last video, definitely don't state actual times in your study timetable. If you get home from school at 4:30, don't say, okay, at 5 o'clock until 7, I'm gonna study Irish. Because something might come up, you might end up having dinner, you might end up doing something else, and then again, you're just gonna feel unmotivated, you're gonna feel annoyed at yourself for not actually doing that 2-hour slot from 5 till 7. Instead, just say that you wanna study Irish for 2 hours that night. Do not be giving yourself time constraints. It's gonna put too much pressure on yourself, and when you don't do it, you're just gonna let yourself down and you're not gonna feel great. Also, don't say you're gonna wake up at like 5 AM before school and study for 2 hours, because number one, you're not gonna do that. The alarm's gonna go off and you're not gonna get up. And number two, it's so unnecessary and sleep is way more important. If there is a subject that you really do wanna climb the grade ladders for and you do believe that you can do it and you like the subject, if you need some help, I would definitely recommend checking out the ExamRevision courses. They have notes, video lessons, PowerPoints, quizzes. They are absolutely amazing amazing and will definitely help you climb that grade ladder. They are pretty much like having a little teacher on your computer. You can watch the video lessons a million times over until you understand the topic. You can quiz yourself. We even know a girl who did an 8th subject outside of school purely using ExamRevision, and she achieved a H1 in that subject with no grinds, no nothing. So I promise you it is well worth your time, especially if you're trying to improve in a certain subject and you need that extra bit of help. It is also so important to designate time for those subjects you really don't like. I know studying those subjects is difficult and disheartening, and studying subjects that you're good at and you like is so great because you get some satisfaction when you're getting the questions right and you enjoy learning those topics. For me, I really hated French, but I knew I still needed to put some time and effort into it to maintain my grade. So I would study French like 30 minutes every 2 days. It was non-negotiable. You won't die, it's only 30 minutes, but it's so important to make sure you designate that time for the subjects you don't like. Or else you're just gonna keep studying the ones you do like. Even if you're at a H1, you will just keep studying them when you need to be focusing on your weaker areas. Obviously, it's only September, it's only the start of the school year. If you are in 6th year, you will know those weaker subjects of yours. But in 5th year, it will take a couple of weeks to settle in and figure out what you're good at and what you're not. So your study timetable will change a lot in 5th year as you're settling in and getting into the flow of every subject. But I can't stress enough how important it is to designate time for those difficult subjects or the ones you really just don't like. Even if it means maintaining your grades, you will still need to study to maintain that grade. Because even if you're at H1s in a bunch of subjects, if you're getting a H7 in a different subject that you don't like, that's really gonna affect your points. So you need to keep on top of everything. I really hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions, please comment them down below and I will be sure to answer you guys. I hope back to school is going smoothly and everything is going well, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye!